Hello everybody and welcome back to today's video. Today we're going to do the 2024 Senate predictions between the Democrats and the Republicans. Now let's get right into today's video. Now, 2024 is not going to be the best year for the Democrats, and they're expected to lose quite a few Senate seats because they have incumbents in deep red states like West Virginia, Montana, and Ohio. They also have a lot of incumbents in swing states. They basically every swing state that has an incumbent is a Democrat except the state of Florida, which is not expected to be too contentious in 2024. So we're going to get right into today's prediction. For the safe states for Democrats, California, Washington, Hawaii, Maryland, Delaware, New Jersey, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, New York, Vermont, and Maine, because Maine has an incumbent of Angus King, who is pretty popular in the state. Although Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders and Maine Senator Jared Golden are both, Angus King are both independents, they do caucus with the Democrats. On the Republican side, these states include the state of Wyoming, Utah, Nebraska, North Dakota, Montana, Tennessee, Mississippi, Indiana, and West Virginia. So those are the safe states for the Republicans. There's already one flip, the state of West Virginia, which was narrowly won by Senator Joe Manchin, who won big in 2012. Now, Joe Manchin, he is more popular than, of course, the other Democrats in the state. That being said, he's not popular to the extent that he will be able to win re-election, not even close, for a state that Donald Trump won in 2020, if we look at the presidential level, by a margin of 40 percentage points, and by even more than that in 2016 by 42.2 percentage points. So you're not going to see Joe Manchin win, in my opinion, not even close. For two likely Democratic seats, those are New Mexico and Virginia. Both of them were won by safe margins in 2018, but 2024 will be vastly different of a national environment. New Mexico also had Gary Johnson running, who took away 10% of the Republican vote. In Virginia, Tim Kaine probably going to win, not really that contentious of a Senate race there, but would go probably towards the Democrats by less of an impressive margin. On the Republican side, there will be one more flip. The state of Montana, the state of Texas, and Florida, those are the three seats I consider that are likely for the Republicans. Montana, John Tester could have a much closer race. I don't think he's going to win anyway, but could have a much closer race if it wasn't on the presidential, if there was no presidential election on the ballot, as Joe Biden also lost the state by a safe margin, meaning more than 15 points in 2020, and even a very popular Democrat, Steve Bullock, was not even able to crack 45% of the vote in a two-way race against Steve Daines, the Republican incumbent, in the other Senate race in Montana that was up for grabs in 2020. So, on face value, Democrats are probably not going to win this race or even come that close. But there is a Democratic incumbent, and he is more popular than the other. He has a better chance, of course, than West Virginia Senator Joe Manchin, but he's probably not going to win regardless. He was also in a fight for his life, even when he was first elected. I think also back in 2012. In 2018, he had a basically similar performance, and in 2024, he's probably not going to win re-election. Texas and Florida, they both have Republican incumbents, which means I don't think they'll lose re-election anytime soon. Now for the Democratic Party's lean states for them. Those states include the states of, actually Minnesota is a likely Democratic state because the Democratic incumbent is super popular, that being Amy Klobuchar, who won much of the rural counties in 2018. Now for the lean states for Democrats, I consider Pennsylvania a lean state for the Democrats. I think that will be the only lean seat for them. Bob Casey is super popular in the state of Pennsylvania. He won by 13 points. He's against Lou Barletta, who is, I think, who will win the Republican governor nomination. And yeah, so Bob Casey, pretty popular there, while for the others, two Rust Belt states, not so much. The incumbents may have tougher re-election bids. Now for the lean seats for the Republicans, Nevada, Arizona, and Ohio. Those 3 states are all flips on the Democrats-Republicans' behalf. The most likely flip is definitely the state of Ohio, with Sherrod Brown, the Democrat who actually won by 8 points in his re-election bid. But James Renacci did not give in all his effort, and really, I don't think he's that likely going to. He was going to have a much closer race had he poured in much more money. Sherrod Brown won. He was leading by 15 points in the polls, but he only won by like 8 points, which is not super impressive for at the time a less divided political environment. So yeah, the states of Nevada and Arizona were both flips on the Democrats' behalf in 2018, but I think both of them will flip back towards the Republicans in 2020. I think the more likely flip is definitely the state of Arizona, with Kristen Sinema not really being that popular with Democrats, Republicans, or independents, so she'll definitely be an easy target. And for the Democrats, if they primary her out, which is possible, I don't think that likely though, even if they primary her out, there's no incumbent, which means the Republicans will still have a very good chance at flipping this race. And in the state of Nevada, I also expect Biden to lose this race. Jackie Rosen will probably fall short of whoever challenges her in this race. Now, the final 2 states are Wisconsin and Michigan. Both of them I consider total Democratic states because, well, both of these states, they do have Democratic incumbents. I think Biden's going to lose both of those states in 2024, but again, those incumbents outperformed Biden by pretty significant margins, even considering the national environment. Generic ballot was D+8, so even with a 4-point swing, so similar environment to 2020, if they had that in 2018, they would still have won by, let's say, 6 and 3 points, so they would both run ahead of their Democratic counterpart Joe Biden on the presidential election, even with a same generic ballot. So both those races I expect to go to Democrats, but by a far less margin than they did in 2018. So this concludes the map. Thanks for watching today's video. Be sure to like and subscribe. We have hit 143 subscribers. Hopefully we can get to 150 subscribers by the end of this month. Be sure to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you guys all tomorrow, and bye.